Hey guys, I'm Bronson, and this is a secondary market slash Bronson's crazy thought videos where I'm going to go down some deep ass rabbit hole and see if I can get to that other side. Now, just as a reminder, this is an entertainment channel. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not giving you investment advice at all or telling you investment stuff. Seek someone else out for that. I'm just some random guy in a room. Now, getting into this product. Now, the first half. So this is going to be a crossover type video. I've heard people enjoy those types of things. I'm first going to talk about the market, and I'm going to tell you how things are crazy and the government's out to get you. So the first part I want to talk about is the Welcome to Wrath booster boxes have increased tremendously in value overnight. It is currently October 22nd. And on around October 20th, October 19th, these booster boxes went from around, I don't know, what do you say, 300, 350 range to around 500 is what they were selling for instantly. But now the listings online are for $1,000 and around $1,000 to $900. The box's perceived value has increased dramatically, and the reason, obviously, I'll keep it short. Channel Fireball partnered with Flesh and Blood to release content and to sell their cards, so that news really got the existing players who already know the value of Flesh and Blood and know how big of news this is, and they just pump more money into the system. And then it took new blood, new people from Channel Fireball, the people who are new to the game, and were like, oh well, $500 for a booster box, here's my credit card. Charge it. So with those two types of groups of people, I feel like it made it so that these things sold like hotcakes. Now, from a market standpoint, I understand why this is happening, and the reason why is because of the low supply. There were not too many original alpha print run booster boxes available to the public. Like, it just had a short supply, and this was done on purpose by the team over at Legend Story Studios. James White and Robbie Wen. They understand that collectability is a core value that they have in their company, and they want to make the product valuable. And the reason why is because if something's not valuable, TCGs will die. Collectability is kind of like the blood in the circulatory system of the person of the TCG. If a trading card game was a person, the blood, I feel, is like the collectability aspect. If it has no collectability, it's just going to shrivel up and die, and the game isn't going to last in the long term. You need a strong core and a financial base. I've talked about that in a lot of detail. So the reason why, though, the prices have gone up so much is because there's not that much supply. And you have to remember that not only were not that many boxes printed, but a lot of people opened the boxes. I know, crazy, right? They took the booster box and they took the wrapping off. And then they opened every single pack inside, and then they played the game. Whoa. Step back. Like, that's crazy talk. I know. People did that. So the amount of people who open the product and having the low enough print run to begin with, coupled with other factors, makes it so the amount of booster boxes that are in existence out there now that are sealed is very small. And that's why when money gets pumped into this game, the price increases, because it's just a supply issue, guys. It's plain and simple, lack of supply. Now, I want to transition to my crossover my crossover piece of this video and talk about a conspiracy theory I have. Now, I had recently in the last month got notified by one of my viewers that he or she thought, I'm pretty sure it's a he thought that there was price fixing in the Welcome to Wrath booster boxes in particular. And he thought that maybe, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And he even had examples. He emailed me. He was awesome. He had this really detailed thing. And hey, man, if you're watching, please comment below if you want. Say, hey, I'm the dude, or say whatever you want. I'll pin it to the top to, kind of point you out. I don't want to say who you are on this video just to, if you didn't want that. But hey, if you want to, comment below, opinion, man. But basically, he had this idea like a month ago. And what price fixing is, it doesn't relate to this, and I'll get to that in a sec. Don't start typing yet. So price fixing is when multiple companies come together and they say they have an agreed upon price. So like with gasoline, it was the main example. If Enron and or no, not Enron. If like two like companies, right? If they said, hey, let's just put our gas prices at $4 a gallon, right? If all of them said, and they were like, yep, sounds good. $4, yep, let's double the price. Sounds good. And that's what they did. That's called price fixing. It's illegal because you shouldn't. You don't want to have collusion and having like a price point. You're just screwing over your customers, and you're basically essentially making a monopoly. Now, I do not think that price fixing occurs here, right? I think it's something I want to call price marketing, right? So there is currently an over reliance on eBay, right? I know this is a crazy idea, but think about eBay for sold listings. You've seen me use this platform all the time. You know why? Because it's the only flippin' way you can figure out what things sold for in the whole internets. So of course everyone uses this eBay to figure out what prices are. How much is a welcome to Wrath booster box? I'll tell you. Somebody just bought one for 500. Some people just bought it for 470. Some people bought it for 440, 600. So I can tell you with this knowledge that these booster boxes are selling for around the $500 range. How do I know that? Because of the sold listings. Now, if I go back to the listed listings, they're going to be like $1,000, $800, but the booster boxes really aren't worth that if people aren't paying for it. So the general consensus is the way you evaluate these collectibles is how much they are selling. And the problem with what is happening right now is eBay is the literally only way you can figure. I mean, there might be a couple other, but eBay is the generally accepted way. There's an over reliance on this platform to figure out the prices of these products, bar none. Just that's a simple fact. I will leave off with that simple fact. eBay, there's an over reliance. Now, the problem with that is that when you have items that have a short supply, ergo the booster boxes, right? When there's only a short amount of listings that are sold, like 6, there's so many. How many people have seen these sold listings? Maybe 800 people have seen 6 sold listings, and they say, well, it's worth 550 because 6 people sold it for that. That's where the problem goes. Is there's a over reliance on this data to form an opinion on what the price is. So here's my conspiracy theory. I think the guy who reached out to me, I think he had a really good point. He was looking at the sold listing times, and I didn't look at that. So if you look at this product right here, let me make sure you can see it. So these two products sold like between 30 minutes apart by the same guy. It's the same listing. And what's crazy to me is like, I don't know, it just feels awkward that these things are selling like so close together, right? And if you go down below, there's another listing like that too. Look at this. This sold like within an hour. So my theory, my crazy idea, and you can bash me if you want, I don't care. I think this is happening. I think that there is an individual, or I think there's multiple individuals out there who have a lot of these sealed products, right? And they probably got them for a low amount, and they knew that the supply was low, and they were smart about it. So when they hear about these big things that are happening, right, in the news for Flesh and Blood, they pounced and they bought out a bunch of bought out about like 5 just to make that price known. Say, hey guys, this is what it's worth. Because I don't know if you guys have known, these things were selling for maybe $70 or $80. I've been told from many different sources. The Welcome to Wrath booster boxes were selling $70, $80 when the first game first came out, and stores were offloading them for probably even a little less if you bought them in bulk. So I feel like if you are an individual, put yourself in their shoes. You're an individual who has a lot of money, and you got into the ground floor of Flesh and Blood and bought up a ton of cases, and you're sitting on a lot of these cases. The best thing that you can do is make other people think what you have is really expensive. And how do you do that? You wait. You wait until there's big news, and then you buy out a couple boxes just to pinpoint that price. So, okay, so you might have spent a little bit more than what you should have for these boxes, but guess what? Even though you spent more money, like you spent $600 instead of $300, the amount of value that what you currently have just went up, like, what is it, twofold or threefold. It's a marketing ploy. It's a price marketing. I don't know if I don't think price fixing is a typical word, but I feel like there's something really fishy up with this guys, and I know that there's a really good chance that this is just normal movements, and the supply is low, and things could be fine and are right and dandy with the world. But man, I have this inkling that there's some groups out there who just have a larger supply than most of this product. And if you're sitting on a large supply of this product and you're the only person out there, or if there's seldom a few of those types of people who have that, the best thing that you can do is buy more of these at a higher price. Because now it's, what is it? It's October 22nd. There's only, I think, 6 sold listings. You might spend maybe $1,500. Let's say you spent what is it, $3,000 to buy out all the product on this good news, right? And you have, maybe I don't know, $10,000 worth of product already, right? At lower prices. You've just increased what you already own of $10,000 into what, $30,000 just by buying more boxes. So I definitely think that something's weird. It's weird how there are listings that look the same and they sell back to back. And not only these, I remember back like a month ago, this guy was telling me about price fixing. And there was something very similar to this where these boxes were selling abnormally, like, close in time together. And I don't know, it could be natural things. And what I want to leave you off with is this. I'll summarize later, but I'm going to give you a big, like, warning here. But think about this. I'm not telling you that this is happening. I'm just a guy who's basically giving you a sign, right? It's like if you're driving down the road and you see that sign that says, "Hey, workers are present fixing up the road." Are you going to see workers when you're driving along the road? You cannot. It could happen, it could not. It's just a sign that says, hey, this could be at play. And that's what I'm telling you. Is this at play? Are there big people, and do they have motives and secret intentions and plots of price fixing? I can't tell you for certain, but I can tell you for certain that it is a possibility. And if you put yourself in that same scenario that I told you, if you have a lot of this product, literally, the best thing that you can do to make your purchase of this product increase in value is to buy more at higher prices on eBay, because people are over relying on this information to price the products for Welcome to Wrath and everything in the Flesh and Blood and any collectible. So I just want to kind of shine a big ass flashlight on that and give you a little words of caution. Now, do I think that this product's going to go down? Personally, I don't. I think it's going to maintain, because there's not that much supply out there. There's not enough people out there who have this stuff that are like, hey, yeah, I'll get it for less. I don't care. I just want the money now. I think it's going to hold, but, well, only time will tell. Now, I really want to hear what you have to think. If you have any thoughts on this, because I know that people might not have been thinking that before. So if you have seen some like shady stuff and you want to tell me about it, you want me to make more videos on that, or you want to just tell me and say, hey, I've kind of seen some shady stuff like this happen, or in the future, if you've noticed like, hey, wait, Bronson had some idea about this is kind of fishy, hit me up, man, and let me know what you think. But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna give you a little disclaimer at the end. This is not investment advice. I'm just doing this for entertainment, giving you crazy ideas. I'm gonna shake my head until you think I'm not credible anymore. And yeah, it's just crazy, man. But thanks for watching. Have a good one.